American healthcare is miles better than Canadian healthcare. There shouldn't even be a debate about this. Some of the stories I'm going to show you are wild. Here's the first one.
I really don't want to keep telling you this story. Here I am again for the third time going to the United States to get faster cancer care. This time because my tumor markers are starting to trend upwards. They're just outside the normal range, and time is of the essence. For those of you who don't know, a year and a half ago I was diagnosed with a stage 4 ovarian cancer, extremely aggressive. I was diagnosed in Canada, and had I waited for treatment there, I would have died. Instead, because I'm a dual citizen, I went down to the United States, where I'm also a veteran, activated medical benefits, and barely saved my life. Barely got treatment in the nick of time. Treated it aggressively, had the surgeries. March of 2024, I was declared no evidence of disease. Unfortunately, this is a very aggressive cancer. 90 to 95% chance of recurrence with this cancer. So we have done everything we can to be as aggressive as the cancer. We've thrown everything at it since I came home, as most of you know, including off-label medications like ivermectin. Anything and everything. But it looks like it's trying to make a comeback. So here in Canada, they told me, yeah, maybe we can get you in a CT scanner in about 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the US oncology team said, get down here right now, we can get you in today. So I'm going to be down there. I'll be in a CT scanner tomorrow. This is an aggressive cancer, so we have to be aggressive. There is no wasting time. So here we are on our way to the US again.
Okay, obviously, I hope that woman gets her problems sorted out and quickly. I don't think you can call Canadian healthcare healthcare. I'm not kidding. Call it something else. Call it partial healthcare or whatever. It's becoming abusive, the Canadian healthcare system. It's so bad.
Okay, so I'm in an American hospital for the very first time. I'm Canadian. So when I tell you I'm absolutely shocked, I'm making a video. There is nobody in this waiting room, not even one person. There is a duck pond here. They have a water fountain. There are leather chairs. When you walk into the main lobby, it literally looks like a 5-star hotel. It's insane. It's crazy. There's a park here, like a playground for children. Like, when you walk into a Canadian hospital, the paint is literally peeling off the walls. There are 4,000 people in the waiting room. Everybody is stressed out. Everybody's mad. There's like glass everywhere. People in like medical gear. It feels like you're in an apocalypse movie. This feels like a hotel, literally like a hotel. I don't know. I'm shocked. You guys, I was in and out. I was in and out in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. What?
Yeah. I think the last time I was at the hospital, it was decent, just a few hours, but the time before, 8 hours, 10 hours, unbelievable. Okay, here's another story. Unfortunately, stories like this have become so common in Canada. In Canada, you have to just hope that your problems are typical and there are doctors waiting around. If you have anything out of the ordinary, it seems like, well, we'll just take a look at this here.
I've been a Canadian citizen my whole life until March of this year. This is a little flag I got. Lived in Saint-Geneviève, then Edmonton until I was 8. Even here in the US, people don't believe me when I say we moved to America because of its healthcare. My dad played basketball when he was younger, so he had spinal disc problems that needed a really specialized surgery for it. Back in Canada, he got put on a wait list for that surgery that was expected to take 14 fucking years. 14 years.
That's the longest I've ever heard, but I've heard multiple years a bunch of times.
Guessing if he waited for that, he would have been paralyzed from the waist down at this point. This was 11 years ago, so if we stayed in Canada, he still wouldn't have gotten this surgery done to this day. This is what I looked like 11 years ago. My dad would have had 3 more kids before he got that surgery. So he got a new job, the company moved into Virginia, and he got the surgery done in less than a year. And most of the cost was covered by employer health insurance. That's how it worked for us. When I say this, I hope you're listening. We are not rich. We were not rich. At that point, we were lower middle class. We lived in an apartment. Now, about half of Americans have employer health insurance, right? There are a lot of things wrong with our healthcare system, okay? It can get pretty bad, pretty expensive for a lot of people. On the contrary, for most people, I don't think it's an abject third world failure like a lot of Euros online like to pretend it is.
And you have an option. In Canada, many times you have no option but to try to go to the United States, get a hotel, a plane ticket, drive there, what have you, like that one woman did in the first video. In America, you have options. In Canada, many times your only option is just wait for a long time.
Again, going back to Canada, apparently they have assisted euthanasia now. I don't know how accurate this is. First of all, before anything, Canada has a population of 38 odd million people. That's like 3 Ohio's. Second of all, just ask any Canadian about the amount of taxes they have to pay, okay? You're making 6 figures in Canada, you're paying 50% income tax total. You're making 50K, that's not any better. Even the cost of living in Canada today, 50K is almost nothing, and you're still paying 30% in Quebec. All that to get a free healthcare system where you have to wait 14 years to get a surgery, you can't even see a specialist, and if you do, they just give you Tylenol. Again, every American I talk to, they don't believe me because they think Canada's paradise. It's not.
Yeah, that video was posted 2 years ago. I think the other two I showed you are recent clips, but I think more Americans lately are starting to realize that Canadian healthcare has a ton of issues. I mean, the MAID program is giving Canada terrible publicity worldwide, I would say. Here's another one, just for reference. It was posted 1 year ago. That doesn't mean that's how old the clip is, but that's at least when it was posted here.
Today on How Fucked is Canadian Healthcare, I need an MRI to see if I have a fucking brain tumor. And go ahead, guess when it is. Go ahead, guess. It's in 2026. 2026. My MRI to see if I have a brain tumor is in 2026. It's March 2025 right now.
Okay, so March 25. A long time away.
And if you thought this was bad, it's actually worse than you thought, because the appointment where we decided that I need this MRI was in December of last year. So it's not like it's 10 months from now, it's 13 months. It's a 13-month wait to see if I have a brain tumor.
There's no excuse for this.
At first, I just thought this was a mistake because having an MRI every year is like a monitoring timeline. Like I already have an MRI every year for my spine tumor, which is why we think maybe I have a brain tumor too. So I was like, hey, they just made a mistake and scheduled this on a monitoring timeline. But no, I called and the clinic was like, yeah, the doctor actually requested that you have it earlier, but this is the next spot we have. We're seeing about 13 months for these brain and spine MRIs. Cool. Cool.
Who can afford to wait 13 months? It is abusive. It's insane to expect people to wait that long. So I mentioned MAID there. I won't even show a clip on that, but that's obviously a travesty in and of itself. What is Canada doing about our overrun healthcare system? Here's a recent clip of Prime Minister Carney, posted just 7 hours ago, talking about, well, we'll see what he talks about here.
Are enough people coming to Canada? Is Canada attractive from an education point of view, but also for a long weekend?
Too many people, yes. Too many people are obviously coming to Canada. Look at the healthcare.
From an education point of view, I'll give you one fact. 4 times as many Indians study in Canada as in the UK, twice as many as in the US.
That's not good, man. We are way overrun with our healthcare system. It could be Indian, from wherever, Pakistan, Europe, Africa, I don't care. Canada has too many people for its healthcare system. This is so unfair to every Canadian.
Okay, absolute numbers. Yeah, we have a lot of people coming to Canada to study. In fact, and not surprisingly, on most metrics, we have the most educated population in the world, including post-secondary and beyond. So that attractiveness is big, and one of the things, we only have so much capacity for that. So one of the things we need to do, and are beginning to do, is have satellite campuses, better virtual and other forms of hybrid connectivity, if I can put it that way.
We only have so much capacity for that. I mean, that's for sure. We're actually way overrun. We have negative capacity for things like that. But anyway, with that said, please subscribe, please like. Have a great day.